Hey, what's up, YouTube? Remember me? Yeah, I was bored, so I figured I might as well make a battle video here. I'm off of school and work didn't want me, so... So yeah, this one is against a good friend of mine, TY9898 from the Dragon's Den. This is actually my first battle back for quite a while, so I'm still rusty, but I'll let you see how the battle plays out here. Alright, so he looks like he's going to lead with an Infernape. I've got my fortress out here. I know this is a bad matchup, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So I actually predicted him to set up Stealth Rocks, predicting me to switch out because it's a bad matchup. So I just go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks there. Kind of a gutsy play. It turns out it worked out alright because he went for the Calm Mind, which is not something you normally see in Infernape. Here I was predicting like a Flamethrower or something, so I went into my Heatran to eat that, but he didn't, instead he went for another Calm Mind. Realizing that my Earth Power would not kill it from this range, I go into Gengar predicting the Fighting type move. I predicted correctly, so I go ahead and set up a substitute. Thankfully, I have more speed than him, because even though this Gengar does have a lot of speed in it, it's not Jolly, so, not Jolly, timid. He U-turns here, which is a really weird move to have on this. And that didn't even break my sub. So, yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. That's not what I would have done. Alright, so he's going to go into a Dragonite here. He's going to get hurt pretty bad by the Stealth Rocks. He's going to get some leftovers. I still got my sub with no health left in it, but that's okay. So I go for the Shadow Ball here just to get some damage on it, kind of to see what he would do. I'm sorry, you've seen this team before, but I didn't really have time to make a new one, because I haven't really been on that much. And so he goes for a Dragon Dance here. So right away I've noticed that he's got at least two guys with setup on his team. So, I don't know, I'll save that comment for the end. Alright, so he gets some leftovers. I go for another Shadow Ball here, but he gets his Roost off first, which I guess is fine, because it doesn't really hurt me that much. I'll eventually end up killing it. That looked to me like the Roost got back more than half, but maybe I don't know. Alright, so I go for another Shadow Ball here, and that's going to do the same amount of damage it did last time. And he's going to get his leftovers. And I'm getting some damage from Life Orb here, so I'm down to about half health, obviously. He goes for the Dragon Claw, and that's going to break what's left of my sub there. Hopefully I'll be able to finish him off with the Shadow Ball. I don't remember if I do. Which is kind of silly, really, seeing as I only had this battle a couple minutes ago. Alright, so I go for the Shadow Ball, and he dies. Thankfully. It was very close. If he were to live, I would be kind of screwed. Probably end up switching into Heatran to take the Dragon Claw or something. Then he'd end up killing me. Alright, so his Infernape comes back in. Knowing that he can't do a whole lot to me outside of Fire-type moves, I go ahead and sub, just to get a sub up. He goes for another Calm Mind here. He's very set-up happy, but I suppose that's just what this team is supposed to do. A lot of these are big threats. So I go for the Pain Split, because this is the same sub-split Gengar you've seen before. So I get most of my HP back, and he's getting some heavy damage there. He goes for another Calm Mind, so he's at +2 special defense and +2 special attack. So his flamethrowers, I will be faster than him though, so his flamethrowers will do a lot to just about anything. I go for the Shadow Ball here. I figure that'll do about half or 3/4 of what the HP is left. But I actually get lucky and get a crit, and that saves a lot of stall. Because I would have eventually got him in the end, just wouldn't have been as pretty. He goes into a Tyranitar here, and I actually have my own Tyranitar with me. I don't think I get to use it this battle though. It's kind of a spoiler alert. So he gets his Sandstorm up, so that's not really a good thing for me, because this Gengar doesn't like Sandstorm a lot. It does too much damage. I go ahead and miss a Focus Blast there, because my Gengar is apparently blind. He goes for another Dragon Dance, so everything I've seen has at least one setup move on it, which is kind of It's an interesting strategy. So I hit the second focus blast here. And I had missed the second one. Not fun. And I figured that's going to do a lot of damage. He might have had some chance of living it, but he doesn't. 4x effective, coming from modest Gengar, with a Life Orb. Yeah, not looking good for the home squad there. Alright, the Sandstorm's still going. So I'm losing a lot of health here. I officially do not have enough left for a substitute. Were this one to get broken. So in comes an Alakazam, which does outspeed me, as I expected it to. Sorry for the camera shaking here. Alright, and he breaks my sub, finally. And I just go ahead for the Shadow Ball, not messing around, over-predicting, anything like that. That should be more than enough to take out this Alakazam. So pretty much this Gengar alone has wrecked his whole entire team, which is... It's not... Gengar isn't normally the one that does that, but I suppose I'm good for it. Alright, so I'm going to, after my Life Orb and Sandstorm, I'm going to have about approximately negative 1 HP left. So yeah, well, more precisely 29, and Sandstorm was probably going to finish me off. Alright, so in comes a Salamence. Gets the Intimidate on me, I don't really care, because I'm not physical. I go for a Shadow Ball here. And I figured that would take it down into the deep yellow, high red, something like that. But it actually surprises me and kills it. I was really not expecting that, and that threw me for a loop in the battle. Well, I lied. I'm going to live with 3 HP. Yeah, here we go. But I think the Stealth Rock damage really helped there. This Gengar is a freaking beast. Alright, well, it was worth it. My Gengar goes down to Sandstorm. And in comes my Flygon here. He sends out a Breloom, which is not a fun thing for me. I thought he had a couple Pokemon left, so if I had known that he didn't, I wouldn't have risked missing this Fire Blast here. I would have gone straight for a Draco Meteor, and that should have done more than this Fire Blast would. With Stab and all. Well, no, maybe not. Well, anyway, it would do a lot regardless, but doesn't really matter. Well, good game, TY. This is my first battle back, and kind of some bad luck in there for you, and I feel sorry about that. But, I mean, it's good battling with you. It's good to be back, if only for a little bit. So, alright, see you guys.